Dort Mu. What? What? And so in the room with Emo. I just saw something I shouldn't have. Rox is with Emu in the room and he. What is going on? My name is Flip and man, oh man, it's been a while. I have not uploaded chapters 1152, 1153, 1154, 1155, and now it's 1156. Not only that, but it's 1157. Spoilers are already out. Here's the thing. Today we're gonna be doing something very, very different. We're gonna be seeing. I've recorded throughout the last weeks, month. I don't know how long it's been. I've recorded all of them except 1156. So I will edit them all together, and you're gonna see them all here. And then I'll head into 1156, and I'll share my thoughts on everything more so. So anyways, without further ado, enjoy chapter 1152 and onwards of One Piece. I really don't have a lot of time, so without further ado, let's go into chapter 1152, titled A Horrible Day. And okay, Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 36. Otama's Amigasa hat delivered to Kawamatsu Daimyo of Hakumai. Okay, and so we see Ulti and Peyton. This is interesting. We're still not getting very like super big stuff with this cover story. I don't know what Oda's thinking with this one, but anyways, let's get right into the chapter. Hurry to the lift. Do your best with that fool, Gerd. All right, so okay, we're going back to Loki and Luffy and the others. Take care, you guys. So it's Frodo. Ultra rare Gerd. I will give it my all. Fuck this guy. Make it snappy, Hydaden. We've gotta go. I'll stay too, Luffy. We can't move Mr. Ya when he's so badly injured. So that's my boy Chopper, of course. Alright, thanks, Chopper. And Gaban goes, hey, Straw Hat Luffy. Make a mental note of how you use your color of supreme haki. They are not immortal. Make a mental note of how you use your color of the Supreme King. They are not immortal. Thanks, I've got this one. So, okay, they are not immortal. It's just, okay. I'm gonna save Colin this time and everyone else. Oh, okay, and so Loki goes, you've helped me see the sense of it, Gaban. I wasn't able to verbalize my own power. Oh, so he knows now about... He has Conqueror's Haki. And in that case, I've experienced that for myself. The Holy Knights can be stopped. Undo my cuffs and take me with you, Hydaden. Interesting. And so Hydaden goes, you're going to fight for Elbaf? I don't think that's the case, but maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not taking you anywhere. Seems like, and so Gaban goes, seems like there's more than one of you with Supreme King Haki. And he looks towards Zoro and Sanji. And Chopper's in frame, but that doesn't matter. So Sanji goes, who? Me? Yeah, I had a feeling. I'm tired of Mosshead and Jinbei stealing all my glory. And before he can say anything, Sanji's immediately cut off. And Gaban goes, you there, swordsman. You seem quite at ease with it. And Zoro seems puzzled. Wait, I can use Supreme King Haki? Dude, this guy has been using Advanced Conquerors forever. And Luffy goes, what? You didn't know that? It's flowing out of you. And Gaban goes, unbelievable. Haki is a power that's only useful when you consciously control it. How do you expect to support your captain, an Emperor of the Sea, without knowing that? And Zoro goes, sorry. Hey, Gramps, what about me? So that's Sanji. Um, and he is immediately interrupted by Loki going, this is pathetic, Hydaden. You'd rather have outsiders save our homeland. Elbaf already has me. And Sanji is ticked off. And Hayden goes, is that a fact? Because I can certainly see you betraying Elbaf and joining the side of the government instead. And Loki goes, and he tells Loki, you more or less already did that once. How can I possibly trust you? Hurry, Hayden, wasted time means more victims. And so Luffy goes, hey Loki, join my crew, man. People have been talking about this for the longest fucking time, and I have not believed it for a second. And the fact that it's here, it's happening, then can we set him free, Hayden? Huh? So Sanji and Sora goes, huh? Forget it, Luffy. There's no way this enormous freak fits on our ship. What about the food? He eats more than you do. Come on, it sounds like Elbaf doesn't want you around anyway. I think it'd be fun with you. And if anyone's got a problem, I'll whoop them. What the fuck? And so he goes, shut your mouth, Peepsquick. Why would I ever be a henchman for you? And Hayden goes, is that what your instinct tells you, Straw Hat? And so Luffy goes, I want to see him fight. Hayden, what is the holdup? We gotta use the lift. I'm coming now. I'm sorry, Straw Hat, but Elbaf has condemned Loki to death. You cannot have him. So Luffy goes, oh damn. Hayden, go and unlock Loki's chains. So that's Gaban talking. Not you too, Mr. Ya. Why do you say this? Loki killed 113 soldiers in the castle 14 years ago. He gave Chief Darul a most grievous wound and slaughtered his own father. His crimes are monstrous and historic in scale. So we get a panel of just all the giant pirates. I know, but the day it happened, we felt an extreme abnormal haki from the castle, and Shanks and I headed for August Castle together. We didn't see the whole thing, but we were there. You what? And Luffy goes, huh? Did you just say Shanks? Sorry, Stanson. You'll have to go up first. Sorrow, Sanji, we'll catch up with you soon. So they're all coming up except Hayden and Luffy who have to hear this. Shanks obsessed fool. What? Don't call Shanks a fool. He wasn't talking about you. You fool. So Sanji is defending Sorrow? That's crazy. Gaban, who better to tell the story to than Hayden? You're still brothers, even if your mothers are different. You have 3 minutes to explain everything. What happened in the castle that day 14 years ago, Loki? If you're a true warrior of Elbaf, then swear by the name of God and speak the truth. So this is Hayden talking. And so Loki goes, this is a cruel demand, brother. Dude, this is a lot like Loki from Marvel. You want me to relive that event? I'd rather not remember the details. It was a horrible day. So that's the name of the chapter. So we get a flashback of Loki. Someone's coming from the castle. 14 years ago, Iris Castle Elbaf. Dog! Oh no, Loki! I mean, Prince Loki has returned. Shiver Rule is here as well. It's gonna be Emu with a dummy reversey. Oh, you son of a bitch. That's what's gonna happen. And so he had to do what I had to do. He summoned you too, Loki? Hey, we're family. You're looking good though, old man. Just try not to live too long, eh? Shut your mouth. His Majesty's in the throne room. What does he want with me anyway? I have no interest in a man who'd sell his soul to the world government. Okay, so they were a part of the world government 6 years ago. No, 14 years ago. These are the people who killed rocks. If Elbaf is going in that direction, they'll make an enemy out of me. Lower your volume. I'm an old man now. I'd rather leave the politics to your younger folks. Who killed rocks? What? And the lackadaisical attitude is exactly the problem. It's how you end up with peace-addicted children with no idea of how to swing a weapon. Okay? That is the age we live in. My granddaughter's granddaughter doesn't fight, and she is adorable. So this is Jarul talking. Shut, old dullard. Train her up. Use some discipline. What's the ruckus? Coming from the throne room. Chief Jarul, thank you for coming. And Loki, my prince, welcome back. Hey, I heard that. And so, just a minute. Let me check the king. He summoned me here. This is my home. And so Loki kicks down the throne room door with one of the henchmen beneath his foot. Just open the damn door, you clown. Stop. No violence, your highness. Boom. Hey, Pop, I'm back. Oh, shit. Your majesty. Huh? Harold? What is going on in here? And so we see this giant panel of the king being torn to pieces by the guards. The sun world, Gabon's house. The view's simply enormous. This place is the best, ain't it? Ha 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 ha! Been a while since we shared a good bath together. So this is Shanks and Gabon together. What's it been? 3 or 4 years? Are you kidding? Captain died 10 years ago. Has it really been that long? It must feel like an eternity for you then. Yeah. So now it's Shanks talking. Yeah, my life's changed entirely. My plan was to join up with Buggy and lead a laid back pirating life. But even here in yeah, but of course he didn't want that. Like Loki, Buggy specifically said he didn't want that. There's so much to learn. You're a child of fate, Shanks. Don't bother thinking over the tricky little details. You remember Little Garden, right? The island where we met Dory and Bragi? Of course. And Ripley comes through. How does the water feel, Mr. Ya? And Shanksy. That scared me. Shanksy? It feels great. Thanks, Ripley. She seems to like it when I'm at eye level like this. I guess this is how you have to design your house if you want to live with a giant, huh? I've got a lingonberry tart for you. Have some wine with it if you like. Tell me some stories about Mr. Ya's younger days, Shanksy. Shanksy. Oh boy, the tales I could tell. At every single port of a call, Gabon had a different. And he's immediately pissed. I'm guessing he was a womanizer because he's probably just like Sanji. Hey, punk, you want to leave this island alive? You know much about King Harold? They worship him like a god here in Elbaf. Yes, I met him in Marijua. We got along all right. But there was something we couldn't talk about in the Holy Land. So if he's back home, I'd like to meet with him and discuss it before it's too late. Okay. And so on this day, there was a massacre in the castle. And so we get to see Conqueror's Haki pouring out of the castle. And the most beloved king in Elbaf's history, wise King Harold, perished. Huh? What is that? So I'm guessing they can feel the Haki. Let me out. Who blocked the door? Help! Boom. Cut down. Jarul pierced through the head with the sword. Chief Jarul! This is the treasure of Eldaf, the forbidden devil fruit. But what was it that caused people to praise him so much? The forbidden devil fruit. Don't tell me it's the gum gum fruit. Oh, it would explain why Shanks has it. No, because he stole it from CP9. Okay, so no, it can't be that. For that, we must go far back in time to 109 years before the present, when the question of what is the most frightening thing on the sea would elicit an unanimous answer. The giant pirate crew were the most widely feared figures of the day. At the same time, the royal ship from the land of giants only enhanced the fear the world felt toward Elbaf. It's a giant ship! I hear there's a beautiful princess in the castle. Take a look! And a major reason for that, oopsie, my foot slipped. And so we get to see a giant warrior with horns, king of Warland, Elbaf Island, Harold. Oh, so he was part of the giant warrior pirate crew. Oopsie, my foot slipped, and so he kicks a castle down like it's a fucking sand castle. Please don't do that, Your Majesty. But and a large part of that was that Harold, King of Elba, who ascended the throne at just 45 years old, 15 inhuman years, was undeniably a low-life scumbag. But who is your god now? So it seems he took the throne by force, and it's very possible that the guards eventually, when he eventually became tame for one reason or another, he killed them. Which, by the way, chapter 1152 end. Okay, chapter 1153, the birth of Loki. And so, Ogre Shell Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, volume 37. Daimyo of Ringo, Kikunojo, and Boss Ocho. Okay, I don't know who Ocho is, but cool. Prince Harold of Elbaf lived out his rather unhinged childhood years alongside Dory and Bragi. Okay, they were a trio. Thanks to his innate size and strength, gifts from his ancient giant blood, as well as his noble status, he developed an inflated sense of self, and no one could stop him from growing into a royal pain. And he's picking his nose and going, everyone outside of Elbaf is so twy and pitiful and boring. Oh, tiny. I don't know why I read that as twy. Tiny and pitiful and boring. Don't you agree? Of course, Your Majesty. You're exactly right. Dude, he must be bigger than Ors, easily. Uh, Bunt Kingdom, New World. Come one, come all. Marvel at the 10-meter woman. Feel the earth tremble as she walks. Dude, this has to be Loki's mom. This has to be. Cover your ears when she barks thunder. A rare giant from the exotic land of Albath. Feast your eyes on Ida. Step away from the cage if you don't want to be hurt. And so she's screaming, and people are screaming, but they're screaming with like a joy at the same time. Dude, these people are animals. Turning a giant into a sick sideshow. They've got some nerve. And so he has like some binoculars looking at what seems to be a circus. But yeah, they thought that Elbaf was a joke. Well, who is laughing now? And so we don't see what happened, but Ida is now on his ship, and she goes, "Who are you?" And from her face, I can only assume it has to be Loki's mom. No need to thank me. I'm the king of Elbaf. I won't stand to see my homeland disrespected like that. And he is immediately smacked across the face by Ida. What? Your Majesty, King Harold. And so he goes, huh? And he's scared. Turn the ship around. I need to apologize. So many people were hurt back then. Back there. Are you insane? You care about that mini kingdom of tiny humans? And so she hits him a bunch of times. Like Nami would to Luffy. Do we have to hit you again? King Harold, they saved my life when I washed up on their shore and gave me a job to do. They were kind enough to help me make a living until I was fully healed. And so she's crying. What do you mean, tiny humans? Just because you happen to be born huge and are coincidentally strong and brutish, you actually think that makes you better than humans. How can you be so arrogant? It's pathetic. This is why everyone thinks that all giants are as barbaric and brutish as Elbaf. Just because I was born huge? And so you could see a kind of maturity happening already. Um, it seems to me, yeah, I mean, I've always thought this, but like, I feel like a lot of change comes on a man when it's for a woman. It just happens. I don't know what else to tell you. And so they're rebuilding the village with the help of Ida. Should we just set sail, King Harold? Why are you all just spacing around? Go and help her, you ninnies! I don't know what that means. That town is as tiny as a model. It's easy work. Yes, man, I feel like they're gonna break everything. Their method of construction is completely different from ours. We should tell everyone about it when we return to Albath. I want to bring home some of their spices. I've never tasted flavors like these before. Notice how hardy their fabric is? And yet it's so fine. These humans are more skilled than we realize. And so we can see him apologizing and changing, I think. And now they're dancing together. You have to see things from their eye level, Harold. Nothing in the world is meant to be destroyed. I think this is probably where the change happened, or where children started to become a lot more, per se, cool, like chill, rather than like actively looking for war, and it's probably because of Ida. I was born on some one eye island on the South Blue. After some twists and turns, my life's path brought me here. So you crossed the serpent of blood. You mean the red line? Well, yes, which is why I can't go back home. Then come to Elbaf. We're not as barbaric as you say. Oh, maybe I was mistaken about you too. Okay. And so we see all these glimpses and moments. He caught like a shark and stuff. King Harold's changed. Yeah, it's creepy. I bet it won't last long. Elbaf 105 years ago. I wish to atone for all of my life's countless crimes. What's gotten into you, Harold? I may be out of the country more often than I'd wish, but it's only to join hands with our neighbors and ask them to teach us their cultures. If we learn from the rest of the world, we can make our land and lives richer. Yeah, but Dorian and Bragi are still raising hell out there. Whoa! They are good friends of mine, but they have always been eccentric. They're cordial with humankind and follow a code of honor. That is true. That is true. And so they're saying that's true. It doesn't hurt that they can fight, of course. But if they pose too much of a threat to other nations, we may have to rein them in. I have a feeling he's about to orchestrate something to keep them in the island in Little Garden like they did. Uh, what a turnout. Meeting new people took him on a journey. So, of course, this is Joe Rule and Ja Rule, before Big Mom came around. Harold, no, Elbath is blessed with good luck. Oh no. You gotta knock on wood, my boy. Very important. For example, by sending diplomats back and forth, we can help deepen the ties and friendships between nations. I see. So we're each taking hostages then. Don't say it like that. It means that countries can't get to be friends unless the people in them are connected somehow. Elbath 81 years ago. Fisherman Village, Eastern Elbath. The baby's been born. Congratulations, Harold and Anita. Ooh, I wonder what happened for Harold to have another child with another woman. Did he cheat? I don't think so. Oh, maybe she died. Thank you all. And now Ida and I can. No, you are forbidden from marrying her. The royal line must remain pure of blood. Wait, so then is this Haydn? Oh, right, because I think Haydn is supposed to be the older brother, right? I'm sorry, Ida. It galls me that it must come to this. This is just how the culture works. You can't get emotional and fight against it. You're always welcome in our village, Ida. As long as you live in the same country as Daddy, you'll be happy, right, Haydn? This is your true betrothed, Harold. Estrid's blood is pure and ancient. She is the one worthy of being our queen. And it's interesting, Estrid is very beautiful as opposed to Ida. So it's okay. She's the one worthy of being our queen. I was born in the Brewer village. to the north, and I study geomancy. Geomancy, not geology. Geomancy. Okay. Elbaf's brewer's village prestigious daughter Estrid. It is my fate to love you for the rest of your life. Forget all about that woman and child to the east. Oh, that's no, God, dude, she sucks. Good heavens, the spirit is escaping to the east. Your good luck is getting away. We must close those windows at once. Huh? And that mirror, it is in the 5-star kill position. Destroy it at once. Dude, I have a feeling she's gonna be the reason that he's murdered later on. Which is what happened in the last chapter. This is Asla, the horse of good fortune. It's a gift from my clan. The perfect mount for you, King Harold. I have no doubt that this horse will bring you great luck. It's enormous. And why does it have 8 legs? Oh, Jesus Christ. Guards, bring all the jewels and gold into the treasury to my chambers. This is to ensure that the fortunes of wind and earth are sent in His Majesty's direction. Also inform the scullery maids that from this day forward, the king and I will be using the fine silver to eat all of our meals. Is she just after luxury? Yes. Yes, very much so. Very much so. I don't know why anyone would think otherwise. Uh, okay. About 70 years ago, in an era when the rigors of the sea made it difficult to maintain trade between islands, Elbaf's skill at navigation was the envy of other nations. There's a star to the north that never moves, called the Pole Star. Dude, people have been talking about the poles being reversed in One Piece. I think this might just be what that is. Uh, I mean, in time, I think this might just be that thing because people have been talking about this for a while now. Uh, I don't think it's completely discarded as a theory, but regardless, okay. Uh, you said you met a mermaid, King Harold. Yes, I have at last. Fishmen too, in the kingdom where those with fish blood live. Their king has a newborn. Her name, a newborn heir named Neptune. Dude, okay, I thought they were gonna mention Shirahoshi, but no. Okay. All of the creatures of the sea, not just the mermaids and fishmen, were engaged in a grand celebration that spanned the sea floor. Oh, Ida's castle, Elbaf, 63 years ago, while Harold was away from home. Congratulations, my queen. It's a very healthy boy. His name is Loki. The king and I decided on it. Now show me the baby. Oh shit. So he has black eyes and horns. And so she's horrified. Ah, it's terrifying. Your Majesty, it's horrid. What is that thing? That is no son of mine. Please, Your Majesty, try to calm down. Tell the kingdom that it was stillborn. You can't be serious. It is accursed. Just look at that baby. It's a monster. Dude, she absolutely sucks ass. She is the worst person. I think, yeah, aside from the... Dude, she is disgusting. She's absolutely disgusting. The Prince of Elbaf grasped for the empty air, but no hands reached out to envelop his own. Stop, Your Majesty. He's the royal... The most unfortunate of all living creatures is the one whose very existence is denied by its mother in the moment of its birth. She threw him off the island onto the hell up below. Do you hear me? I bore no child. Do not tell a soul about this. But what are you planning to do? I'm going back home. I never want to bear another child. Your Majesty, head guardsman, down in the underworld. What about the underworld? And she looks horrifying. She looks ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Ah. Dude, the baby is climbing the tree. Queen Estrid fell ill. Fucking, she deserves it. Get rid of the child. There was a prophecy before it was even born. The prophecy said that King Harold would one day be killed by his own son. This motherfucker killed him. It was Estrid. Not that madness again. And while King Harold was busy banging his head against the problem of national relations, the world government, has stepped in to block our path again. Why can't countries be free to decide for themselves? Hey, can I see the baby too? So Ida is taking care of Harold. Dude, so it's higher than saying he's not your son, so he's not my brother. Dude, Ida is taking care of Loki. You're even sweet like that. All of the misfortunes that would fall upon Elbaf would be known as Loki's curse. Bro, fucking bitch. Oh, I hate that street. She is the character I hate the most. Easily, no questions asked. Chapter 1154. We're going into chapter 1154. Can't even die. Ogre-Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Pilgrimage, Volume 38. Go pay your respects at the grave of the hero born in the West Blue and raised in Ringo. Okay, so we're talking about, I think this is Ryuma, maybe? Okay, 63 years ago, Chief Jorul, the partner of Chief Jorul, oldest of the giants today, Beardfall Jorul, was killed by a young girl. The girl, of half a human, half destroyed an entire giant village. Her name was Charlotte Linlin, and she would later be known as Big Mom, Emperor of the Sea. As it happened, in that very same year, Albaf was afflicted by disaster after disaster, fires, gales, and cold snaps that affected their crops. Brother, brother, they're bringing out Big Mom. I don't know if it's because they're talking about the history, but I still believe that we're gonna see Big Mom at some point. In poor fishing malls as a result of the extreme weather that brought this normally fertile land to the brink of starvation. You see, it is because of that child. The kingdom is now under its curse because you didn't kill it like I told you to. Bro, she fucking sucks. She fucking sucks ass. She sucks major ass. Holy shit. Okay. Uh, it's looking at me. Prince Loki, kick it out. Don't let that monster near me ever again. And so baby Loki is crying and trying to go towards his mother. Prince Loki, you mustn't approach your mother's chambers. Put out the beast's eyes, or this country is ruined. It's all under a curse. Dude, the eyes! It would explain why he has bandages. Did they cut them out? Is he blind? Well, I'm hungry. I'm sorry, sweetie. That was the last loaf of bread that we had. Should we go raiding? It would be easy to take from humans. That's a part of Elbaf's history, isn't it? Don't be a fool. Elbaf has always fought with pride. That's just a story we tell ourselves. The Huntsman village is attacking us. What, them? They've taken out other villages too. Grab your weapons. Don't let them pillage us. At this time, Elbaf had a little internal cohesion and cooperation. Civil wars were not uncommon. With the desperate food situation, the fighting only grew worse and many died. The country was plunged into chaos, and over time, from what I heard, that prince at the castle is accursed. The people grew sick within their hearts. Hang on! And so Hydaden over here. Hey, Hydaden! Your brother has put a curse on this land. He's trying to kill it. Huh? You're his brother. So you must be a sacrifice. Dude, what is wrong with these people? Huh? Why? My son's the sweetest, cutest boy in the world. And that means he's gotta live to be the oldest boy in this country. Shut up, Ida. You had no right to seduce Harold like that, you outsider. You shut up. Love has no borders. Do not touch my mom. And so, boom. Oh, okay. I thought this guy had punched either Ida or Hydaden, but no. King Harold appears and goes, "Don't make me pound you," as he pounds him. Daddy, Harold, why do you turn on one another, my brethren? Your Majesty, in the same breath that I heard about the birth of Loki, I learned that my kingdom was suffering from starvation. I went at once to the countries with which we have ties, and without a single word they went and loaded up their ships with massive piles of food. Each human has but a tiny body, but they banded together country after country and brought enough food to fill our giant bellies. Let us be grateful for their aid. So we see a giant panel of all the ships bringing as much food as they can. We're here, Harold. Hey, how do we dock this at the island? Yeah, it's enormous. Let us savor the food they've brought with us for us. So everyone's crying as they're eating, and when they in turn need our help, let us give it freely. The world we've lived in is so much smaller than the real thing. Damn. Shortly before Harold's return, Queen Estrid passed away. Yeah, fuck that bitch. Holy shit, she was absolutely horrid. And to her dying breath, she spitefully blamed the kingdom's ills on the curse of Loki, her own son. And so Harold is crying, and he holds up Loki, who has bandaged eyes. Naturally, the people believed that the curse was responsible for her death. No, she just sucked ass, and the universe decided to relieve that. Loki, my son. He was born with an affliction of the eyes, I'm afraid. Though he can see, I assure you. Poor lad. Oh, they lied to him. They lied. Can you smile? I suppose not. After losing your mother. At just a few months old, Loki abandoned any hope for love. He's got a lot of bruises. Well, meanwhile, Harold's diplomatic ties paid off, and Elbaf survived its long winter. French Route 1, that's right, will promote friendship and trade between villages. But between rebuilding the shattered country and his many foreign trips, Harold was tremendously busy. And so, the care of Loki fell to his regent, Estrid's older brother. So the older brother of Estrid goes, horrid thing. Dude, what the shit, dude? It's dangerous down here. This is the underworld. So this is a Hydaden speaking. No. The sea separates us from the underworld. The beast cannot reach us here. That's so sweet of you to be worried about me, though. You're going to do your warrior's training with Elbow of the Western Village, right? I'll stop on the way home. Fishermen, the shipwrecked pirates, all comers are welcome here. This is Ida's bar. I just hope it helps Harold somehow. 56 years ago, Jarul's home Elbaf. So you were there for the incident at the Reverie, Harold. Yes, I asked the fellow royal to help me slip inside as a soldier. Dude, I wonder if we're going to see, because we're seeing every era. I wonder if we're going to see when Loki meets, what's his name? Rox, right? As I asked a fellow royal to help me slip inside as a soldier, but in the end, the council would not hear me out. If not for all the uproar about that murder, I might have been in prison. That murder. If you were lucky, you'd only be in chains. That was reckless of you. Say, have you ever heard of the Galila band? The Galila, okay. That group of hardy giant shipwrights. Hammer-wielding warriors, right? They used to be giants? The Galila? I thought they were a myth. No, they most certainly existed. They traveled a distant shore and sent a letter back to Elbath from afar. It said, "We have all been taken prisoners." Can you believe that? Who could possibly capture 100-strong company of our kind, with ancient giants among them to boot? You think the world government did? That's how the Galila become part of the CP9. Dude, they must have turned them into CP9. That would have been crazy. You think the world government did that? It's clear that we had a great enemy at some point in the distant past. But all of that history was sunk under the sea one day. My point is, your failure to win them over might not be your fault. Some ancient enmity? I've heard stories on the wind about an army of giants put on ice and hidden somewhere. In any case, never forget that we have long been a threat to the rest of the world. I've heard stories of about an army of giants put on ice and hidden somewhere. the, the oh the dude the ice giant that's in wait no, maybe I'm picturing it wrong because of Impel Down, but maybe it is Impel Down. Are we talking about the secret room with a giant straw hat in Marijua? Yes, I'm well aware of that. Oh, Prince Loki, killer of my beloved sister, let's see what rotten scraps shall I feed you today. And so we get to see him grow. Oh no, the lucky horse is dead. Oh no, the regent is dead. Down in the underworld. So Loki's growing up. 48 years ago, Harold built 8 branch routes in Elbath, unifying the country and creating a vibrant trade between villages. Dude, the fact that this guy is so off without knowing what's going on with his son is crazy. And he doesn't have a devil fruit, so like they talked about a mythical devil fruit that was in the castle. My dream is for us to be connected to every country, and for giant kind to be able to live all across the world. You're the best, King Harold. I can scarcely remember how he used to be. Harold is now a king for the ages. Why do you look so pleased, Hydaden? You're not the king's real son. Loki is our only prince. And so a super ugly thing is talking to Hydaden. You are just a bastard. And so we see Loki, a little Loki smiling. Look out! King Harold has gone on another one of his trips. You know what that means. Bolt your doors. Bring the children indoors. And so Loki, a little tiny Loki with a lot of like animals. Come on, boys, destroy them! This is Albach, land of the mighty. The weak do not deserve to live. Loki, meanwhile, caused harm and destruction, and mocked those who ran from him. Hey, Loki, don't mess up the village Dad worked so hard to rebuild. Huh? He's my dad, not yours. That guy might get a lot of respect, but he tries to be friends with those tiny little bug humans. It's so stupid. And so Hydaden goes, you have to see everyone at the same eye level. Don't think you're special just because you're big. I'm special because I am the prince. And boom, clocks him in the head with a cannonball. Don't ever talk back to me again, you shrimp. Hydaden, stay away, Gerd, or Loki will think we're friends with him. And then he'll hit us. We are friends with him, you dummy! Boom! And so Gerd hits, I forgot his name. Hydeden, are you okay? Quick, help him! So Hydeden, Loki is not pleased with this. Haha, little creep, you're a loser, Hydeden. Look at you weaklings, licking each other's wounds. The son of a mother with tainted blood. Your Highness, that's enough. He's the king's son as well. He's a prince. Don't you call him a prince. So he starts clocking all of them in the head. But no matter how much he harmed and destroyed, Loki could never fill the hole at the center of his being. So he removes his bandages and starts crying. Oh, he jumps off the tree, falls down, and he says, I can't even die. And so he's crying. And as he's crying, someone cuts a mountain and says, what's up with this island? Where did you get inland? Ah, there we go. It's a giant's kid. So this must be Elbaf. Shiki? Gee! This one's looking positively demonic. Whitebeard? It seems too big, even for a giant. Is he crying? Alright, brat. You're gonna say yes twice, because that's the answer I want from these questions. Sebek. This man, whom Harold had met at the Reverie 8 years earlier, killed a Navy headquarters admiral and fled. Now the government has placed a heavy bounty on his head. And so we get Whitebeard, Shiki, and what seems to be Buckingham's Stussy. Question 1. Is this Elban land of the giants? Question 2. Is Harold here? Rox D. Sebek, future captain of the Rox Pirates and the father of Blackbeard. What? And he looks like Teach. Dude. I wonder why they're together. Okay. To be continued. Chapter 1154 end. That is wild. That is absolutely wild. And I wonder if Rox is friends with not the current Harold, but the old Harold. Oh no, but Sadek wouldn't have been alive. And he met him, okay. Met at the Reverie 8 years earlier. Killed a Navy headquarters admiral and fled. Now the government has placed a heavy bounty on his head. Rox D. Sebek, okay. We finally met the man. We finally see him, and he looks just like Teach. Like, he looks very much like Teach. And I wonder, knowing that and knowing how Sebek is, I wonder why Whitebeard would have taken him in. Which would mean Marshall D. Teach is named Rox D. Teach. And to me, I mean, people have said for a long time that Teach Blackbeard is the next Rox. And I feel like this is trying to set that up. But I think, again, a lot of what One Piece is more so about inherited will and found family than it is direct will and immediate family, more so than anything. So I would believe that the way that Sebek is and Teach is are very different, and not only very different, but they just don't have the same ideals or morals. Maybe the only thing that's I feel like maybe Teach is trying to follow in his father's footsteps, but he's not going to be able to. He does have that thing where like, I mean, he said it when he got his 10th Titanic captain Aokiji. He said, "Oh yes, so we are pirates. We don't have to align with our goals. We don't have to align with our ideals, and we don't have to like each other. But if we have a similar goal, we can band together." So that does follow, aside from like the ship being named the Saber of Sebek. But I still feel like Cross Guild is very much more akin to what Rocks is supposed to be. Sure, Boogie is not that guy. I do feel he has a good chance to become the Pirate King. Um, More so than Teach, but I do feel Boogie is the new Rocks. Without further ado, let's read chapter 1155, titled The Rocks Pirates. And so we get a jump cover of Luffy through all his gears. No way. Oh, there ain't no fucking way. Don't tell me there's gear 6 in this chapter, because I will lose my mind right now. He hasn't bothered me about something like this since gear 5 dropped. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. And we get a very good color spread of Luffy and Usopp going over a city, uh, like just Spider-Manning, right? Like just like this. And Usopp, of course, is very terrified. But anyways, okay. Chapter 1155, The Rocks Pirates. This is Elbaf, but Pops ain't here. He's on a voyage. And that's little Loki talking. Rocks, the legendary pirate, came to Elbaf, but why? By the way, I'm sorry, I'm a little sick, so I might sound a little stuffy. You're all puny humans. This is the first I've ever seen one moving around for reals. How cute. Hang on, did you just say Pops? You're Harold's kid? Okay. And Rock says, the fact that I can actually say this is insane. Rock says, I'm guessing he can still be reached, even if he is away, right? What's your name? He goes, Loki. Alright, Loki. Just do what I tell ya. Head on home and get someone to send urgent word to your pops. Tell him to say, Loki has been seriously hurt. You've got to return to Elbaf at once. And Loki, furious, goes, watch your mouth. Do I look like I take orders from a human? You seriously expect my father to drop everything just 'cause I am hurt? Yeah, right. Besides, someone as weak looking as you has no right to boss me around. And he immediately goes like this, with a sword, of course, with Conqueror's Haki, rocks, swordsmanship renowned for its brutal impact akin to a giant hammer or cannon fire. It was set to blow everything in the surrounding vicinity away. Okay, and boom, he hits Loki. There we have it. Loki has been seriously hurt. Dude, that's crazy. Harold's path crossed with this madman once before. Oh, Emu? Okay, wait a second. It happened during the reverie that year. Someone attacked and kidnapped 5 of the kings. Unbelievable. That big man in black has to be the culprit. And so Emu says the lives of those foreigners cannot be used to extort Mu. What? What? And so in the room with Emu. I just saw something I shouldn't have. Rocks is with Emu in the room, and he says, no kidding. But it threw the Holy Land into total chaos, didn't it? The incident would be the first and last of its kind. An intruder made it all the way to the flower room hidden deep within the Holy Land, and then we see the face. Oh wait, maybe that's not Emu. No, that's not Emu. Okay, I was like, I saw something I shouldn't have. I thought they revealed the face of Emu. It is not. It's the face of Gunko. Okay, and she has Emu-like clothes, but that's clearly Gunko. You see the different eyes and the silver hair. The man claimed to be a Davy Jonesian pirate. Okay, we'll see Emu. He knew there was nothing more he could do in that moment, so he withdrew with these words: "Just you wait. One day I will be back." Holy shit. Okay? Naturally, this incident would never be brought to light. Ironically, on that very day, there was another intruder in the Holy Land. And so we get to see the celestial dragons. "Look, it's so much bigger than a normal giant." "I want it as a slave." "Now, we should kill it and have it stuffed." "Guards, protect the nobles." Okay. And so, of course, Harold. "Ha! I'm sorry, the negotiations went south." And so, and I know trespassing is a crime, but isn't it all this going a bit too far? Don't let the kidnapper get away. That wasn't me, I swear. An admiral was murdered. The culprit ran towards the castle. Proceed with caution. And so, of course, Rox apparently murdered an admiral. That's crazy. It's just one thing after the other. Seize that biggin. Biggin? Is that like a slur for giants? That's crazy. That's crazy if it is. I think I just said a slur and I like didn't even know. That must be the guy who kidnapped the kings. How dare he use me as a scapegoat? I'll show him. A giant in the Holy Land? Don't your kind lurk in the boonies? I see. And so, boom, they both clash with Conqueror's Hockey, it seems. Or at least Rox is using Conqueror's Hockey. Okay, the clash between two strangers. Oh no, they do have Conqueror's Hockey. Because they're not touching. Blew away everyone within a 5-kilometer radius. Woo! State your name. But it is Harold. I am Rox. Angle your next strike towards the town. They'll enslave you if you get caught. Huh? Why? Don't ask questions. Okay. How do I get to Elbaf? The new world is that way. Woo! If you survive, let's meet again, Harold. Do not be ridiculous. Oh, and I'm seeing a wanted poster. They'll be ridiculous, as if I'd ever associate with a criminal like you. What the? Are you seriously just gonna jump off the edge? I love that Rox just actually like thinks things through. Okay, Rox had taken down a Navy admiral just moments earlier. Despite all the efforts to save him, the admiral did not survive. Damn. It was deemed the most grievous of sins. In the blink of an eye, Rox's infamy boomed. I have a feeling, because this looks very much like Marshall D. Teach's thing, like Blackbeard's, right? Blackbeard would suddenly rise to infamy after doing a lot of bad shit by doing something even worse. It seems to be the case here, but instead of doing it to an admiral like Rox, he did it to a big pirate. The event sent a powerful shock throughout the seas. Rox Disabek wanted there alive. Okay. An undisclosed bounty. Okay. Sometime later, a ship carrying a great amount of celestial tribute to Meridra was attacked. The gates of justice were destroyed, and the attacker fled the scene. The stolen funds were later used to support Rox's pirates' activities. Until that point, Rox had always acted against the world government. But after that, he started to target pirates as well. Okay, and so he has a lot of wanted posters, and he's going like around like bounty hunting. In the world of pirates, there exists a long-standing tradition known as a Davy back fight. People have been people have been talking about this for the longest time. The long ring long line will be important, specifically related against something about around the Rocks pirates, be it Blackbeard or Buggy. But a lot of people also say Shanks, but I never believed the Shanks one. Known as a Davy back fight. Pirate crews would compete in a series of matches, wagering their flags or even their own crewmates in a truly ruthless game. So this is how he created the Rocks Pirates? Rocks used this tradition to build his entire crew. This means he also took Whitebeard and he defeated the Kuja, and that's how he got. Oh man, what the hell? How did he get Lilin? This guy's a this guy's a menace. This guy's a menace. Okay, to build the entire crew, they had won many scoundrels to their side before they even had a flag. And so we see Shiki, Whitebeard, his face covered up, but we know it's white because it has the long sword that he has. And Stussy, Buckingham Stussy. They've got an amazing guy. You'll lose it when you see him. After that, they made their way to Elbaf. That's it. Elbaf, Quest Castle. Oh no, I rushed home as fast as I could, but I'm glad you've already turned the corner on your recovery. Thank goodness. I know that you're strong, Loki, but you shouldn't wander into the realm of the dead. You got lucky escaping with nothing more than that after falling off that cliff. There's plenty more dangers just lurking deeper inside. Yeah, because he tried to kill himself, right? And he jumped off like when he was a child. That really came back? It has to be a coincidence. He couldn't have come for me. Oh, naturally Loki would be like all he wouldn't have high self-esteem after what happened with I don't even think it's worth remembering her name. Uh his mom. Rox, I've heard all about your crimes. What are you doing here? I missed you, Harold. You gotta join my crew. The world government won't hear you out, right? You get it now. The time has come. There's a real feast. Jew! And so in the background we see Wang Shi, we see Buckingham Stussy, we see I don't know who this guy is. Uh Shiki, there's a guy with a cigar which is more than likely Stanson, I think is his name. The Strausen, I think is the name. The guy that had the cook fruit. That was with Big Mom all the time. Um, and then Whitebeard. Uh, this is a real feast. Jew, ha 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 ha. Don't be stupid. If I anchor myself with a thug like you, I'll lose all the goodwill I've built up with my allies. What of it? Aren't those islands government pawns anyways? What's the point of reaching for something that's impossible? You gotta level the playing field. Don't be a wet blanket, Harold. Albaf has the greatest warriors in the world. If something turns your stomach, you should just crush it. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting take. And Stussy goes, he sure is big. Uh, and Whitebeard goes, so that's the king of Elbaf, huh? Okay, that's very interesting. That's the old way. Elbaf has changed. And so he said, Rox tells him, people never change. That same bloodlust is still pulsing through your veins. Hey, can't you two just enjoy a good meal? So that's, of course, Whitebeard talking, naturally. Uh, You guys should know that if you follow a man like him, you'll only be led to ruin. And he's talking directly to Shiki, and Shiki laughing goes, following? That moron, gee! Don't make me laugh. We're all completely out for ourselves. None of us would bet an eye if Rox died. Shiki the Wicked. Future Golden Lion. Well, that's not to say his plans don't have a certain appeal. It could prove very lucrative. And so that's, of course, Miss Bucking, the tech bandit, Buckingham Stussy. Okay, and it makes sense that she would be called the tech bandit because she later becomes part of Mads. Don Marlin, gangster from the West Blue. Have you heard of Hachinosu, the place they call the Isle of Exiles, or even Pirate Island? Countries all around the world send their worst inmates there as a form of penal exile. Did I just say penal? Penal. Penal? I don't know how to say it. Penal exile. Okay, so we get to see everyone else. It was meant to be a barren island with no food. I wonder if we'll see Silver Axe. Silver Axe. It was meant to be a barren island with no food, where all you could do was wait for death. Edward Newgate, future Whitebeard. But last year, the survivors started banding together. And why do you think that happened? So this person, okay, I don't want to read their name just yet. But by the way the design and the way like the mouth looks and the tongue and the like four chins, they remind me a lot of Kuribu and Karibu, which make a lot of sense because Karibu later joins the Blackbeard Pirates. I assume they okay. Pirate Prophet Ochoku, future Commodore of Pirate Island. Wait, so this is that's Wang Ji? Believe it or not, the island had a massive gold deposit. A shadowy organization found out and got involved. They helped the criminals amass a fortune that really pissed off the government. Ganzui, the smuggler. Okay. Wait, so is that the one that we've all thought is Ganzui is the one we have all thought has always been Oshoku, also known as Wang Shi. Okay. Turns out that's not the case. These days, anyone who gets near the island gets swarmed by the hardened criminals, and they will strip you of everything. That is, of course, rock stalking. So then, we cut a deal with the government. I asked, how much are you gonna pay us if we take that island back for you guys? Once we get the money, we'll take down Pirate Island and split the mountain load of loot between all of us. But there's no way in hell we're just handing over the island and those criminals after that. Get it? Oh, so they're scamming them. And since Blackbeard took over the island on present time, does that mean that the plan that he's saying of making pirate like Blackbeard Kingdom, maybe that's also a ruse and it's not true? If we're doing like a comparison with rocks, I'll take Hachinosu. I'll take charge of Hachinosu, and with these dumbasses under me, we'll turn it into a pirate paradise, which is what Blackbeard did. I can already see the government and marines standing there like clueless dogs. Whoa! Oh, and Blackbeard did join the government just to screw them over. So I think he's just following in the plan of Rocks that failed, and maybe either he succeeds or he fails even harder. This is just the prologue to my life. Using that island as me base, I'll crush the navy, bring the Holy Land crashing down, and after that, I'm gonna be king of the world. Okay, so that how does that align with the interests of the others? Your enemies are too big. You're picking a fight with the whole planet. Say what you want. One day, someone's bound to pull it off. I have a feeling that's gonna be Luffy, and I don't know if I like that. There is no such thing as power that lasts forever. Join me, Harold. If we team up, we will be unstoppable. And so Loki has been listening to the entire thing the whole time. And so he seems to be like laughing or something, smiling more so. Uh, Quit inviting me. I told you, I'm the king. That doesn't matter. I'm going to claim it. The whole damn world. So Loki goes, the world. Loki suddenly realized he had found salvation. 4 years passed. Harold continued rejecting the numerous invitations he received until one day, Rox's plan had finally reached its fruition. Backed by his monstrous crew, he would send shockwaves throughout the entire world. Set sail, ya bastards. The legend embarks. Chapter 1155, end. I don't know what I expected exactly, but the fact that we also don't get to see the entire crew. We get to see them in parts. And it's interesting that like they say specifically every single member was won through a Davy back fight. That's insane. That's insane. And maybe it's because of the Pirate King's honor, of the pirate honor of the Davy back, like actually fulfilling the Davy back fight, that even people like Whitebeard are following uh, Rocks. And then it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense then why I don't. Okay, yeah, why they would follow him into being king of the world, and why they wouldn't care if Rocks died. It's so interesting because that is certainly different from my perspective. That's very different from the way that Blackbeard has been recruiting people, where Blackbeard is doing it in more so of a way. I feel like the in between Rocks and Blackbeard, the way they do things is Buggy. I keep mentioning Buggy as a reference to Rocks, but like he does him closer to. I get that Blackbeard is going for it, but like I don't know, it seems weird to me. Like in retrospect, that I think he's trying to do things as Rocks would, but the way also that he recruited all the Impel Down inmates by just telling them, "Hey, we're just gonna destroy the world," and then somehow convinced um, Aokiji to join, even though Aokiji is more than likely even more powerful than Blackbeard himself. Um, but yeah, these people just join it, and the fact I would love to know how he won against Big Mom, against Kaido, Captain John. I don't. It doesn't look too difficult, but I do then want to see who is Silver Axe. That's been like. I feel like for the longest time we've all been convinced that Ganzui was Ochoku, and to know that it wasn't the case, it's just crazy, right? It's just so wild. And I wonder if any of these guys have a devil fruit. Because, okay, we know for a fact that Whitebeard eventually gets the quick fruit. We know this. Um, but the question is when? At what point? And it's also a question of whether a lot of them get the fruit. I know that Strossen will join the crew, naturally. Strossen will join the crew, and he already has a devil fruit. At the point that he that he picks up Linlin, he already has the fruit. So with him, at least we know. But Shiki, um, even so, even Rocks, he could have the. People have been saying that it's either the Yami Yami no Mi or the Nika Nika no Mi, the Gomu Gomu no Mi. So it's interesting, like, yeah. And I also wonder, like, maybe because we know Kaido picks up that fruit. Oh wait, Linlin does. When she joins, she already has the fruit, but Kaido doesn't. We know this. Kaido doesn't. So it's very interesting. I wonder if we're gonna follow that up in the next chapter, or if this is just it. Because I'm very interested. We've been waiting for the longest time for Rocks to finally appear, and it's so interesting to see him finally here. Okay, and now let's head over to 1156 of One Piece. We got a beautiful color spread of Roger Rayleigh, Roger Rayleigh and Gabon with Zoro, Luffy, and Sanji all in their respective areas. It's a very beautiful color spread. It says One Piece beneath Luffy. Luffy's doing the Nika pose, right? And Nami is there just casually, and I don't see. Maybe they don't have a female in the crew. Oh, there's Chopper in the background as well. Oh, and we see. Okay, we see everyone with Luffy, like on top, uh, on their person. I didn't even notice them. Okay, that's very interesting. Anyways, let's head right into chapter 1156 of One Piece, titled Idols. Okay, back in this time, a group of idols roamed the seas. Okay, this is either something like Uta, or this are the Kuja pirates? We're under attack by pirates. Why aren't you men fighting back? You're useless. I have a feeling this is Kuja. Okay. Oh, there it is. I see the ship. Okay. They stole everything we have, and the menfolk were no help at all. They are too rough. You didn't even try to fight. How are we going to make a living now? And so all the women are just pissed, and the men are on the floor with eyes and bumps on their heads. Even the Navy had trouble dealing with them. And you see the Navy with the hard eyes. They were known as the Kuja Pirates, a band of warriors from the exotic country of women. Back in this time, okay, so this has to be Rock's era. Okay, so is this gonna be what's her name? Gloriosa? These pirates. Oh, is this Gloriosa? I think this is Gloriosa. These pirates were strong and beautiful, and shunned the presence of men. And so the pirate empress seems to be, probably Gloriosa, being fawned over by the Kujas. I am so sick and tired of looking like this all the time. If only I could strip away. And so she goes, if only I could strip away this beauty of mine. Lady Gloriosa, you're a goddess. Okay, so it is. So it is. Oh, Gloriosa, you have no idea what you're asking about, girl. You have no idea what you're asking. Because this is gonna happen. We've seen Granny Nyon. I really don't understand what's with Oda and like doing the women like just very beautiful, and then when they turn like into we saw with Miss Bakken, Buckingham Stussy, they suddenly become these shriveled, tiny little women that are very ugly. I don't know what happens. Empress of Amazon Lily, Captain of the Kuja Pirates, Gloriosa, future Grandma Nyon. Okay, that's fucking wild. I really don't understand. She's gorgeous here. She looks like I've been watching Ginny and Georgia. That's what she reminds me of. Okay, wait a second. She looks very much like yeah, she looks like Georgia from Ginny and Georgia. She's so adorable, devious. Wait, the lighting. Okay, I love her. I feel my brain being bathed in light. Ooh, asking for permission to have a heart attack? Lady Gloriosa, look at all your fan letters. One Piece fan letter. And so we see a girl carrying all these fan letters. Oh! Okay, I like being in the sun. I'm gonna be here over in the sun. I know it's very far for you guys, but I like it. Tritoma. What is that enormous? Her name's Tritoma. What is that enormous pile back there? Those are awful Lady Shaki. Tritoma, Amazon Lily Empress, 2 generations like. Wait a second. 2 generations later. Tritoma, Amazon. So this is probably between Gloriosa Okay. Between Gloriosa and Shaki? Or maybe it's Gloriosa, then Shaki, then Tri- uh, then Tritoma, and then Boa. I think that's how it goes. Okay, Tritoma. There's 100 times more over there. Okay. It's preposterous. I am the captain of this crew. So these are all for Lady for Sakuyaku. Um, she's like an icy jewel for Fury. Yes, the true star of the times, who outshone even Gloriosa's beauty, was her first mate, Shakuyaku. Okay. Enemy ship approaching, Captain. Wait, isn't that? And so Gloriosa just goes like this, all shiny. Is this thing on? Oh, okay. We see like a speaker bubble. Is this thing on? Roger speaking. This is Roger. It's the Roger Pirates. I think Gloriosa's in love with Roger. I think. Oh, is that what it's gonna be? Oh shit. This is like Boa and Luffy, and so Roger probably doesn't want anything to do with her. Fuck. This is if this is the case, this is confirming something for me. Because we know that she ends up over in the Rocks Pirates, right? We know this. So if there's supposed to be a parallel here between Luffy and Boa, that would mean that Boa will not end up with Luffy in the end. And instead, she's gonna join the new Rocks Pirates, which is either, and this one's the one that's gonna confirm it because I feel like at least I'm torn. There's a lot of people that think it's gonna be Blackbeard. There's a lot of people that think, I don't know how many people, but I am in the band that Cross Guild is the new Rocks Pirates. So depending on where Boa ends up, is gonna decide who the new Rocks is, and that's crazy. Okay, don't bother resisting Kuja Pirates. He looks a little like Ace. And so he has a straw hat on. Today, once and for all, you're all going to hand over your first mate Shakuyaku. What? What? Okay, interesting. Why haven't you learned your lesson already, Roger? You already have my affections to return. So she is very much into she's very much into Roger. But Roger doesn't seem to be interested in her whatsoever. He's interested in Shaki. Seize her. So okay, so they're fight. Okay, very un-Luffy like then. Um, who are you expecting to seize? And so boom, a heel kicks over a door, open a door. Definitely Shaki. Bam, Lady Shakuyaku. Someone once said that her every move and gesture embodied pure seduction. There she is. It's Shaki. Maybe does she have the fruit? No, no, it wouldn't make any sense. No. It wouldn't make any sense. Maybe Tritoma has the fruit, but it's not Boa's fruit. That's a definite to me. I'm pretty certain. Um, flowers. Please take my flowers. Wait, god damn it. No, not his. Accept my gift of flowers, Shaki. In her presence, flowers wilted and crumbled. What? And so the flowers just go into the wind, actually wilting. Birds forgot how to sing, and people erupted into fighting. And so we see chirp, and so the the bird has a heart in his eye. Don't touch Chucky, and so the men are fighting, and she's in the middle of it. Oh, Gabon. So going for Gavan, boom, straight into the schnoz. When she calls my name, I lose all strength. So this, of course, being the Sanji of the crew. It's been a while, Roger, because it's been established. It's been established. It's been a while, Roger. What did you do to Gaban? And so, okay, he he he. I love you too, Roger. And so, wait, oh damn it, I love you, Shakuyaku. I love you too, Roger. And so Roger has a big bump in his head. He went for like a strike but failed. He was shaking. And so he has hard eyes and he's on the floor. And so boom, she puts very seductively like this. Hand on the wall, Roger facing like this. In the face of such beauty, the mighty made fools of themselves. Okay. Hmm. But I will belong to no one. And so she has her hand like this on his chin, saying that. But I will belong to no one. And so she walks out, hair very, very long. Oh, this is falling. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so the hair is very long, okay? Very much like Boa's. And very unlike the Shaki that we know from today. Oh, I wonder if this because she said she was what's the name? She was arrested 40 years ago, and I believe she said 40 years ago she also met Silver's Rayleigh. So I wonder if Shaki is arrested in this chapter. Okay. Uh, pull all the treasure out of your hold. My soul is being taken to heaven. Don't you understand the honor of being loved by me, Roger? Move it, Gloriosa. I can't see Shaki. So I think it's a combination between Gloriosa and Shaki is what Boa is today. Uh, and Luffy is not interested in Boa whatsoever. The same way that Roger is not interested in Gloriosa whatsoever. Um, I feel for you, Ray. It's a bunch of idiots over here. So, Rayleigh is not all that fazed by her. Oh, and then she winks and okay, so she is. He is. Kuja Pirate's first mate, Shakuyaku. Okay. Uh, Lady Gloriosa, it's the Navy. Hurry, pack up your goods. Don't leave a single crumb of bread. And so we get a speaker. It's Roger and the Kuja. Make sure to snap some pics. We can sell those. Knock it off. And so both ships are running away. Yes, ma'am. Hey, at least leave some food, some food. So they took all the food from the Roger pirates. We gotta get moving. Prepare to sail. Take a look, Roger. That's Garp's ship. It's what? Is this heading into the? No, it can't. It can't be. No, 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 no. It's definitely no, cause this is 40 years ago. This is when the Kuja. Yeah, this is when she gets arrested. Shaki gets arrested. Um, okay. So this is not going into God Valley because God Valley is 2 years from now. It's what? Disregard that order. Listen up, boys. And so both Garp and Roger both go flatten them all. So we get a prime guy Garp against Roger. Young Roger, not even like mustache Roger. Pirate Goldie Roger, future Pirate King and father of Ace. Navy HQ Vice Admiral, Monkey D. Garp, future naval hero and grandfather of Luffy. Very interesting. He is not a hero yet. Okay. Because I think he gets his hero title from the God Valley incident, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember. Fought them all. Meteor Fist. Rampaging Spirit. Here it comes. It just had to be Garp's ship. And so the people saying these are the Kujas, as they're leading away from the conflict between the two. Garp! Roger, Garp, and Rocks, men whose tales were spread as legends in the great age of piracy. And so both of them hit each other with Conqueror's Haki. Very, very interesting. With Advanced Conqueror's Haki. I don't think that's the end of. Okay, that's not the end of the chapter. And so Garp yells, "Roger!" Okay, wait. Okay, dude, these panels are very large, spanning across, so I don't get to read everything. In the great age of piracy, first clashed here in their hot-blooded youth. Huh? Lady Gloriosa. Oh, the Kuja, meanwhile, were tremendously popular and an indispensable part of the story of this era. Okay, wait whoa, wait. Indispensable. Get a grip, sister. And so Gloriosa just kind of fainted. My chest feels tight. And so they're going, they're so gorgeous. So they're fawning over both of them. These untouchable idols were the desire of all the salty dogs of the sea, and their bounty posters were traded for considerable sums. Really? Okay, that's just down bad behavior. Okay. Hidden cameras and pursuers were an everyday problem for them. Later, when Shakuyaku took the mantle of Empress, her popularity reached heights never before seen. Okay? Very interested. And so we see her with her hand behind her ear, tucking her hair, as you see lights, flashes in the background, presumably of cameras. Cameras, because I don't know why it's saying cameras. Hidden cameras. Hidden transponder snails. There ain't no cameras in this world. Ida's bar, Elbath. Okay, so we're cutting back to Elbath. Are we getting more rocks? Please, more rocks. Please. The boat capsized, and Loki was drowning. To be honest, we weren't even sure if we should save him or not. That's how bad his behavior has been while you were gone. I appreciate that. Thank you for saving him. Hang in there, Loki. What do you mean you weren't sure? Save the boy. What if Loki had died out there? So Ida is very pissed, naturally. Even though that's not even her son. That's something I forget and something that's to consider. She is such a good person. Okay, listen, Ida. It was Loki's decision to go out to sea. So what? If you abandon Loki, I'll drown you 100 times. Dude, she is so fucking. I swear, if in Roger's popularity polls I see even a single Estrid and not a single Ida, there's gonna be problems. There's gonna be some big problems. I'm just saying it right now. Roger's base, good man. We cannot allow that to happen. Okay, we cannot allow that. Okay. I didn't ask for help. There, you see, that's the attitude he takes. Oh, he makes me so furious. So this is the captain that saved that saved Loki, and Loki is just done with life. He wants to go. I think the last chapter was called "I Can't Die," and if it wasn't that, it was the previous one. Okay, he's lost his mom, and his dad is too busy to stay home. Loki's just lonely. That is all. That is not all. That is not all. Shut up, you hag. Want to live with us? No way. So, that's coming from both him and Hyderden. Very much a Zoro and Sanji way of being. Um, you just want to pretend to be my mom and live in the castle, Ida. You just want all the money. And so Hyderden goes, "Shut up, Loki." Apologize to her. And so he is charging with a knife. Apologize to her, Loki. You've crossed the line. You have no idea what Ida's been through. And so that's of course, I almost said Hayden. That is, what was his name? Harold talking. You kids are too sweet. And so that's Ida. You're being too soft on him, Ida. I don't know who said that, but I hate the way Loki talks to you, Ida. It's not fair. So there's a random girl that no one cares about. Are you crying for me, Mato? Who the fuck is Mato? Get her out of here. I don't... Who is this? This world's too good for me. I'm sick of this country already. So this is Loki talking. Everyone's so weak and wimpy and trashy. I want to be free like rocks. He reminds me of Luffy a little in the way that he's speaking like that. Luffy would say something like that, but with Shanks instead. I want to be free like Shanks. From that point on, every time Rocks came to invite Harold to join him, Loki begged and pleaded to join his pirate ship, but never got his way. So very much like Luffy and Shanks. I'm finally leaving. Aren't you relieved? To tell you the truth, I hate all of you too. Several months after the takeover of Pirate Island by the Rocks Pirates, and you can see the beginning of Beehive Island. It doesn't have the eyes in the stone part in the middle. Several months after the takeover of Pirate Island by the Rocks Pirates. Hey, who are you? Is it Loki? I want to join the Rocks Pirates. Yeah, sure, everyone wants to do that. But you'll never even meet him. This reminds me a lot of like Blackbeard. The Rocks Pirates are the all-stars of evil on this sea. See that fish-shaped rock over there? Apparently, that's where they hang out. So the fish-shaped. That doesn't look like a fish. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. I've always seen the skull with like the little bandana thing, but they see it as a fish. That's very interesting. Uh, you want to meet him? Go on. And so there's this hooded figure with X's in his eyes. But the farther inland you go, the crazier the folks get. Good luck trying to get there. Yeah. And so this guy that's telling him that kicks him. I'll give you a little push. Boom, kicks him. Hey, go easy on him. And so this ex-hooded guy with his hand goes in for his face and he's saying, huh? Boom! Grabs him. And so he's screaming. Oh, Mobster Kyo. Future Silver Axe. I thought for a second this was Aramaki. Because he looks like Aramaki, a green ball. He even has like tattoos in here. What's Shiki's rival doing here? It's him, Kyo the Hitman. Future Silver Axe. Why do we call him Silver Axe? The powerful figures drawn to rocks brought in other mighty types in their wake. Shiki's rival. Stay back, or he will kill you. And I wonder if this is also where we see Captain John, because we haven't seen. Those are like the core members. Aside from Kaido and Big Mom, which at this point of time I think they're not. Maybe Big Mom, but I think Kaido is still too young to have joined. I think he's probably the last one to join. But we just saw Gloriosa. We're seeing Silver Axe. We're missing Captain John. And we're missing... Yeah, the other two that I just mentioned. Okay. And so, huh? Boom! And so two holes done in the fish shape, which now resemble that's the way that I think that's what it makes it like that, into a skull. There, how about that view? Taking the sights. I think opening these holes was the right idea. Don't you agree? I swear, I swear, if we just see Big Mom and Kaido right now, if we see Big Mom and Kaido, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my mind. To sum it all, Big Mom is right there. Big Mom is right there. I can see her already. I just turned the page. Okay. To sum it all, there's two devil fruits out there that I want. Two? You saying two? Is the Quake Quick fruit? And the Yummy Yummy no Mi. It's gonna be that. It's it's gonna be that. One of them is most likely found on Elbaf, and its power will be truly unlocked if Harold eats it. Because he's a whoa, wait, what? What? The Quake Quick fruit? Is it the Quake Quick fruit? After that, you want to find the Galila, right? I only know, because if it's the Quake Quick fruit, it would mean that an ancient giant is the way to go. Like, that's the way to unlock its full power. Which would mean that the Soan fruit that Blackbeard's going for, the Soan one, is a human fruit model ancient giant. That would be that would be crazy. After that, you want to find the Galila, right? I only know of them as a legend. Because the Galila, again, the Galila in this world are they were captured by the Navy, I think. And they're ancient giants. Ancient giant shipwrights, and they're a myth, apparently. Okay. Pirate Captain John, okay? This is what I mentioned. I've always made a list. I include Strozen even, because it just makes sense that Strozen will also be in. I've got my information network on the hunt, but there's no hint of a band of frozen giants anywhere. That's also another thing that was mentioned in the recent chapters. That's true. So that's Charlotte Linlin, future Big Mom. Oh yeah, because she's in the mob at this point in time, I think. So of course she has connections. Um, and Whitebeard goes, if they exist, they're corpses. Yeah, no shit. But I think those frozen giants are either the ones that are in Punkcaster, the Jetty brothers, or they are in Marijua, which would then make all the sense as to why um, Rox wants to go back. Pirate Strozen, Linlin's partner. Okay, so what I mentioned, and I've been mentioning this for a long time, it makes all the sense in the world that he would be a part of the crew. Because he was with Linlin from the beginning, and then at the end, he's still with her. So it makes total sense that she would be at this point in time. Of course, it wasn't confirmed. I also had Shaki in the crew, but then Gloriosa was confirmed. It's been a whole thing. It's been a couple of years now. Good point. They ain't coming back to life. Shut up, Strozen. We're talking about dreams here. Dreams, okay. Pirate Barbell, a catfish fishman. So Barbell says, plus, even if they were to somehow be brought back. Wait, Kaido's here? Okay, I'm seeing everything. Um, even if this were to somehow be brought back, they have no reason to listen to you. And that's why I need the power of Harold D. Oh wait, Harold, King of Elbaf. I saw the D and a point, and I was like, Harold D? No. That's why I need the power of Harold, King of Elbaf. Can't you just suppress them with sheer strength? So that's a young Kaido talking. Future King of the Beasts. Same thing for Harold. Just crush him and make him obey you. Okay. Don't ever say that to me again. What? Don't ever say that to me again. So he boom kicks fucking in the face at Kaido. That's wild that Rox does that. Hey, knock it off, Rox. Bastard. You too, Kaido. Calm down. Okay, so Kaido's the one saying bastard. You just got this island. You want to smash it to pieces? This crew is bound to fall apart sooner or later. Yeah. So this is Shiki talking now. Yeah, so why don't we earn a little more before it happens? Take it easy, new kid. Harold is my pal. So this is what Rox is responding with. Harold's my pal. You say that nonsense again, and I will get rid of you first, Kaido. Damn, he has a sense of loyalty. And they only met like the one time. That's crazy. Listen up, folks. Elbaf is the key to taking down the Holy Land. If you don't trust me on that, get lost. Okay? It's up to you whether or not you want to follow me on the fateful day of our mission. So if this is the case, it makes all the sense in the world then as to why the government is currently trying to get all the giants, right? They're trying to get giants on their side. But if you got the stones for it, then stick around with me for a bit, and I'll show you the peak of the world. Rocks Pirates. And so we see Ganzui. Okay, let me see if I remember all the names. Ganzui, Lin Lin, Kaido, Captain John, Strausen, Rocks, uh, Wang Shi, or Ochoku, whatever name you decide. Uh, the Fishman, what was his name? Uh, Kyo is not here yet. There's Shiki, Whitebeard, the Mobster, and the Fishman. I don't remember their names. Okay? To be continued, chapter 1156, end. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. That is very, 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 very interesting. Because there's a couple things that have happened in these chapters. I'm gonna break it down a little. Because there's some things that popped out to me. For one of these, Rox just mentioned that he has two devil fruits that he's looking for, of which one is to be consumed by Harold in order for it to be like a big deal, right? So he still hasn't even gotten them yet. They also mentioned in chapter 1153, I think, that there's a devil fruit that is with the treasures that Estrid took over to her room. So those are some things. Um, but the things to mention to me, right? Of course, Blackbeard is following behind the steps of Rocks, and it makes all the sense in the world. Um, but one of the things that happened, okay, first of all, the death of Harold, because the structure of chapter the chapter 1152, 1153, and 1154 is a little weird. Um, in that they're showing us like the past, and there's like another past. One of the things that was mentioned, his death. His death was shown, and it was kind of glazed over, and it looked. But I think in chapter 1154, when Estrid has given birth, right? She mentions that she essentially makes up, because she's making up shit all the time. She makes up the idea that Harold is gonna be killed by Loki. She had a prophecy before her child's birth, supposedly, which of course is a fucking lie. But she died, right? But her brother, um, I don't think they mentioned his name, but they did mention a character. Edom mentioned a character named Elbow, which we haven't seen. I'm gonna assume that's him. Let's call him Elbow for now. Elbow is still around. He is feeding. He's feeding him, right? Scraps, and he is also like every time he appears, there's a moment where we see like Loki growing, right? And he mentions, oh, this person died, and oh, this other person died. It seems to me like Elbow is getting rid of these people, right? That's what it seems to me personally. So it wouldn't be out of the question if one, he killed Estrid, and two, he killed Harold later on. He made a pact to kill Harold or something. Another thing that was mentioned, Loki mentions it in chapter 1153 or 52, that the world government killed Rox, which there's a good chance that he never came back to Meridua. And I wonder if that is part of the plan to become king of the world, and if it also follows into the plan of Blackbeard's. And if Blackbeard has made any sort of changes to the plan, like I know he's following it down to a T. He's following the exact same plan basically, with the big exception being that I think he never had the idea, Rox never had the idea of becoming a king, um, like an actual king of the 20 kingdoms, like Blackbeard is doing with Blackbeard Kingdom. Um, but he did betray them, just like Rox. Um, he did take over Pirate Island, just like Rox. He formed his own crew in the same way, and I think he is planning on taking it down. And it might be a reason as to why Emu has a picture of Blackbeard in her room, because it's like Rox's thing. But if it's following the exact same plan, there's a good chance Blackbeard just never makes it there because he dies at the hands of the world government like Rox was. Um, but then there's another thing that popped out in my head. I don't think anyone. I haven't seen any Fury videos or anything because I have everything. Essentially, I have been out. Okay, I've been out. I've been out. To the point that this chapter came out a couple days ago officially, and I still hadn't read it. In chapter 1152, if I remember correctly, it's 1152. Um, while they're having a bath, Shanks and Gabon are having a conversation. Um, and they mention how, oh, okay, Elbaf is pretty cool. There's a lot of things to learn. That's what he says. And then Gabon tells Shanks, oh, essentially speaking of, he didn't say it's like this, but speaking of that, um, do you remember Little Garden where we met Dory and Broggy? That's what he said. And so I'm thinking, because it's mentioned a lot throughout the chapters, and I think in 1155, 1154, Jarul mentions that the history of the world was sunk beneath the seas, so no one can learn it, and there's just not enough in Elbaf. There's no mention of O'Hara or anything. I'm thinking the rest of the information, of the important information that's available at this time, not in O'Hara, not here, is all at Little Garden. And it'll be very interesting because that's supposed to be the island of the distant past. That's the island that's been preserved in time. It has the dinosaurs, it has the mosquitoes with the diseases, it has everything. Okay? Wouldn't it be nice if that's the history is there? The history is at the Little Garden. And maybe even, I'm just thinking about this now. Maybe, what if the One Piece is there? What if the One Piece is at Little Garden? Or at least the old history. I'm pretty sure the rest of the old history is at Little Garden after that comment. Because he also said, oh, I have, oh, and with this recent chapter, okay, um, so Shanks wanted to talk to Harold if he was still here, and this was the day that he died. They never mentioned what they wanted to talk about in Little Garden, and they never mentioned what he wanted to talk to Harold about. But I think this is all connected, and especially with the most recent chapter, it might be connected to the fruit that was left behind, and might be a fruit that Loki might have eaten, because he's also an ancient giant. I think he's the only ancient giant left. aside from possibly Hydodin, because he might have ancient giant blood, but he's not an actual ancient giant. I have a lot of questions. I have a lot to wonder. And also, wait. I need to check out the chapter. Wait, let me see the panel where. Okay, I need to see the panel where he dies. Where Okay, chapter 1152. The panel where he dies. Does he have the horns? Does Harold have the horns? Because I know he cut them, right? Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't have them. Okay, I knew I remembered something protruding, but it's just the it's just the okay. I have a feeling Estrid had something to do, or at least Elbow. Um, but yeah, these are my thoughts. I'm still thinking because Rocks failed. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm thinking Blackbeard's gonna fail as well because he's following the plan down to a T. And I wonder if we're gonna see the moment where Emu kills him. If Emu is the one that killed him, I wonder if we're gonna see God Valley in the next chapter. I have a lot of things to wonder about, but it's very interesting. I'm so glad that we finally got to see Rocks, and we got to see like a vast majority of his backstory, dude. And the daily back fights. That's another thing. We get to see the games. We get to see him playing the games, and he mentions Davy Jones, and I wonder also, um, Davy Jones is a character that we have yet to see, right? And apparently he is a big believer and a big follower of Davy Jones. Davy Jones is a character we haven't seen, not even drawn, not even silhouette, nothing, just in name since way back in Long Ring Long Land. Um, so I wonder. Oda said that he wanted to draw a character that he has yet to draw, and he's drawing it by the end of the story with an eye patch. We haven't seen a single pirate with an eye patch, and this is as classic as you can get without saying Jack Sparrow to pirates, or without saying Henry Morgan, or stuff like that. We haven't seen any Henry Morgan. We've known of the Morganeers, and we haven't seen anything of Davy Jones until now. I wonder if it's him, the one with the eye patch. Anyways, I don't think I have any more thoughts at this point in time. I do wonder, and I have to do some research. I do wonder if we're missing anything, any members of the Rocks Pirates, and I wonder, dude, if you have any theories or any comments, I've yet to see any videos on any theories or anything or any discussions since 1149 was the last time I saw one, because I changed to the official release on 1150. So it's been a while. It's been a long time. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you have any ideas, I know that it's been probably an hour or even more of this. So thank you so much for sticking to the end, and I will see you on the flip side, and finally caught up with the rest of One Piece. Thank you so much. Bye bye, everyone.